G'day, this is Simon and James at a drizzling South OC Cars and Coffee. A little bit disappointing weather, but not a disappointing turnout, hey mate?
No, we've got some cool stuff behind us. We have the Revuelto that we just drove down behind us, along with a ton of other cars from the guys at Lamborghini.
Let's just go back to that. Who drove the Revuelto down?
You drove the Revuelto.
I got to drive it, yes.
Yes, you drove the Revuelto down. We have a ton of other really cool stuff here. We have a massive Porsche club that just turned up. I mean, it's a really good day despite the weather.
We got a Corvette club, so much stuff going on. Hey, don't forget, if you come to South OC Cars and Coffee, please remember, respect our rules, no speeding, no revving, no burnouts. That includes on the streets of San Clemente and getting on off the freeways. All right, mate, let's go for a walk and check some stuff out.
Let's do it. So here we are in the new 2024, I would imagine at this point, 2025 Lamborghini Revuelto. It's crazy. Lamborghini Newport Beach has given us this car to drive down to South OC Cars and Coffee. First thoughts, I mean, what do you think of the car driving it?
Oh, look, I'm in love. I'm a bit lucky because I have never driven a Lamborghini before, unlike yourself that's driven plenty. And we were in speaking to Lambo of Newport Beach, and they said they're going to bring the car to the show. And I said what any red-blooded, car-loving American would say, when do you want me to pick it up? And they said, oh, when do you want to pick it up? So here I am driving this car to South OC Cars and Coffee, and I'm in love. I fell in love with this car about 4 weeks ago in Italy. I was had been to the Lamborghini Museum and then went to the airport at Bologna, and there was a bright orange one sitting there. And I walked around the car and took a ton of photographs. I just absolutely love it. The photographs don't do it justice to drive this car. Holy cow. Amazing, right?
Yeah, it's an absolute spaceship. I mean, comparing this car to its predecessor, the Aventador, everything is updated and they added all the right changes. I mean, you have a completely redesigned interior of this car and exterior. I mean, it's very driver-centric. You know, you're sitting in the car, it's really, really intimate. You have all the technology that you want at your disposal. Added to that, the 6.5-litre V12, the hybrid assist, 1,000 horsepower, over 1,000 horsepower.
Yeah,
made it to a dual-clutch 8-speed transmission. I mean, everything that you guys can possibly want is in this car. It is phenomenal. So you've got some driving modes there. I mean, Pietro was going through it. Talk about it.
Yeah, so there's the getting around town mode, which basically relies on the electric. I think the electric side of things is like 6 miles. So they're not serious about this being the equivalent of a Prius, let's put it that way. And then you go into the driving mode that I think most people will leave it in, which we're in now. Then you go to Corsa, which of course is track mode, go to full manual, and then the electric assist with recharge, that sort of stuff. You're up over 1,000 horsepower. So a ton of fun, and it's really interesting because I love the fact it still feels like an analog supercar, and yet it's obviously got that power of that hybrid. But you know what was interesting for me, we talked about it earlier, you go back 10 years, Lamborghini did not try and do a hybrid supercar prematurely like the other three did, the P1, the LaFerrari, the 918. They sort of stood back and watched what was going on and just kept continuing with things like the SVJ as their sort of supercar. And I think it served them well. Now they're getting into the race at a time where the technology is mature. They can bring it into the car and have it add some excitement to the car, but it hasn't taken away from anything. It doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't feel, any sort of downside of doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you look at the P1 where those batteries are going out costing the owners $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 sometimes for these genuine OEM McLaren replacement batteries. I think that you hit the nail on the head. They've hopped on at the perfect time and they've made really the perfect hybrid assist hypercar or supercar. I don't know what you would consider this thing. All that I know is that it's mental. So flipping this around now, you kind of get the drivers and passengers POV from the inside of the car. You can see the screen that I was talking about. I mean, such cool information that you get displayed. You get the speed, you get the gear that you're in, and then you also get the power usage over here. I think this is actually the battery level for the hybrid. Of course, this all being tailorable. Newly redesigned center. I mean, it's a lot more. It's a lot tighter of a cabin compared to the Aventador. And then, of course, the full digital dash, the new Lamborghini steering wheel. Just such a cool interior that they've put in this car. So well thought out as well. So we're doing a big caravan down there this morning. We have a ton of other cars with us. Looking out the window now, I can see a brand new Urus Performante. We have almost every iteration of Huracan there is. We have a Storado, an STO, a Performante, an LP580, and Evo as well. And it's a pretty cool sight to see all of these raging bulls flying down the freeway. Starting off strong in the exotics row, we have the all-new Lamborghini Revuelto from the guys over at Lamborghini Newport Beach. Not only did they bring this down here, but they actually allowed us to drive it ourselves, which was such a killer experience. This, of course, being the replacement for the Aventador. It's a 6.5 liter V12, has a hybrid assist system in there, made it to an 8-speed dual clutch transmission at last. You can see the interior on this is stunning. It has these really comfy seats on the inside, tons of dry carpet all over the place, and for the first time ever, a passenger screen so that you can get yelled at by your wife for going too fast when you're on the freeway. Such a pretty car. Thank you guys for, thank you to the guys at Lambo Newport for bringing this out. Really cool experience. Here we have an absolutely beautiful duo here. We have a Lamborghini Huracan STO next to a Storado. A really cool forest green on this. I'm not sure how well it's picking up on the camera, but in person it's this deep green. And then of course this stunning metallic blue on the STO. You have the black and red interior in there. I'm not really sure what's in the Storado, but just such a cool duo with two completely different purposes. I absolutely love it. Back again for a third time is Ryan with his beautiful street wide body Lamborghini Huracan Evo. Such a cool car. You can see this car has tons of exposed carbon fiber on it, a genuine factory Trofeo wide body kit, slammed on a set of BBSs. I think this is truly the perfect OEM plus Huracan. What a cool car.
So this is kind of cool. The older and the newer, the Esprit over here, which of course was a V8, great car, absolutely love it. Next to it, the Amira, this is the new car. This is actually a V6 supercharged. I reckon this is a really pretty car, and it will be one of the last Lotus that actually has a internal combustion engine, because of course they're moving to full electric. So the thing about Lotus is they handle incredibly well. And an amazing little motor in there, but they also go well as well. So a great track day car, you know, something a little different. Somebody might look at that and go, oh, you get that, or you could get something like an Alfa Romeo, or you could get, for example, I don't know, a Porsche Cayman. This is the car for somebody who wants something a little different, but maybe wants to take it to track, have some fun on it. I actually love it. I think it's really pretty.
Quite possibly one of my favorite SF90s. This is a full Novatec SF90, I believe. Belongs to a guy named Charles who owns Signature Wheels. You can see has a really nice set of wheels on this car. The fitment is stunning. Tons of exposed carbon fiber on it. A very clean build nonetheless. You can see we have quite the collection of Porsches here this morning. The Porsche Club of America brought out about 30 or 40 of some of their finest P cars on the West Coast. You can see we have so many cool cars. The Miami Blue 991.2 GT3. There's what I think is a God's Red GT4RS, Taycans 992s, 991s, 997s, literally everything that you guys could possibly want to see in this row. I do love this forest green 992. The Sport Classic wheels really make it, and then of course it has what I think is like a brown and gray interior. Very pretty. Such a cool lineup of cars today. The Novara guys brought out a pretty cool collection of cars. You can see they have their brand new twin turbo R8 next to their fully built 570 GT. Two SF90s, both very interesting specs, and then next to it we have the insanely loud Aventador SVJ, and then the fully built 1016 720S. Very cool lineup of cars.
If you are coming to South OC Cars and Coffee, make sure to come and check out our merch tent. We've got so many new designs, which is great. This is our iconic tee with an F40 on the back. We've got our Pistons tee here. We've got some new colours here, a pink one and a sort of a fawny colour, greeny colour over there. Lots of great stuff. We've got hoodies back in stock, our 7th anniversary shirts, our tattoo shirt over here, and then our range of new hats. We've got the blue and the grey. I'm wearing the grey at the moment. They are such good hats. Really soft. Don't forget, if you can't make it to the show, we do sell this on our SouthOCCarsandCoffee.com website, and you can check it all out on the South OC Cars and Coffee merch Instagram page.
What is I'm going mainstream? Yeah, I'm going mainstream. Flow like what is I'm going mainstream. Going mainstream. Mainstream.
To our sponsors, we have VinFast, of course, the company out of Vietnam building these great EVs. Got a good lineup of cars. Make sure and come and see these guys. Eye accident lawyer, if you are injured in a car accident, make sure to come and talk to these guys. You can also spin to win. Good to see you guys.
Spin and win, free money, baby.
Free money. If you want a paint correction, PPF, ceramic coat, make sure to see the guys at Next Level Auto Protection. That's who I trust with my car, Sarah's car, and the truck. They do an amazing job. Rolling through here, we've got Mazda's, their new PHEV XC70. This is a great car, great little SUV, great to have Mazda on board as well. And then finally, we've got Hemmings as well. If you want to buy a car, sell a car, check out classic cars, auctions, valuations, inspections, insurance, make sure to check out Hemmings.com. Ah, yes, the polarizing Cybertruck. Now, what's interesting is seeing in the rain, see these water spots on this? This is one of the things that people are claiming that they're having issue with rust. It's just water spotting, apparently. You can see some marks through here as well. What's the answer? Well, stainless steel will get marks on it. If you've got a stainless steel fridge, you know that that's the case. Front of your dishwasher, maybe. If I bought one, whether I wanted to leave it stainless steel finish or not, I would definitely go over the entire car with PPF just to make sure that it is protected and the PPF is not going to get those fingerprints or those stains on it that they would normally get. Do I like them? No, look, I've had enough of them here. Now I've seen enough of them. They're never going to grow on me, but I get the novelty of them, that's for sure. Now look at this coming down here, a little RX-7. How you doing? There is something about the sound of a rotary. So sad they don't make them anymore. What a beautifully clean 1957 Chevy this is. I love the colour. It's sort of like a watermelony, orangey type colour.
Yeah.
Love the fact that the trim on the wheels is the same colour, then that hubcap coming through. All the beautiful bright work on there as well. And then as we come through this side, look at the interior, how it's all colour matched. Even the steering wheel and the dash is all the same colour. Spats over the wheel down here. These twin antennas coming out. This is a cool car and a perfect representation of that era in the 50s. Big shout out to Bob walking over there. This is Bob's car and the Corvette Club. These guys have been coming to the show for many, many years. They come in as a club. They contact us well in advance. Bob reaches out to us. We always bring them in early, park them together as we've done here, and they get to have a great day of it. So if you've got a club and you want them to bring it to South OC Cars and Coffee, let us know in advance. We'll send you all the information you need to come in early and do as Bob did and the Corvette Club. Come in, park your car, and have a good time at South OC Cars and Coffee. MC20 rolling through here. I absolutely love the look of these cars. I think they're very, very pretty. I just wish they put a V8 in them instead of the turbocharged V6.
There are so many things that I left unsaid.
Great looking R33 here. Just the right amount of carbon fibre. Have a look. Hood, front grille through here. Really nice front bumper on it. Nice wheels on it. Got a nice satin wrap. Carbon fibre mirrors, and then on the side pieces here, and then a really nice rear wing on it as well. I love these cars. I think the R33 and the R34 are probably my favourite of this era. More carbon fibre down here as well. It's just a great looking car, and they're timeless, and they go well. There's not a thing not to love about these cars. This is a really good example, right-hand drive as well, so it's obviously an input. And the hood's not open, but if you ever look down underneath there, you can see there's the valve cover's painted pink, and it's got a different cold air intake. Gauges up on the hood, looks like a quick release steering wheel as well at a glance. What a great looking car. I think these things will go down in history as one of the best JDMs of all time. When I'm doing my video, it's pretty easy to figure out what to spend time on. Just look for where there's crowds hanging around, and this old Mercury certainly got the crowds looking at it. It is super cool. It's kind of resto modded, but there's a lot of original stuff, and they're all great looking wheels there. I'm guessing they're probably Budniks or American Racing, can't tell, but this is a Colony Park, it's called, powered by what I think is a Coyote in there, running a supercharger on the top of it. And then as we come through it, it's still got this amazing painted wood grain on the side, but what a great looking interior. It just looks time perfect. I mean, it may be the original style. As we look in there, instrumentation looks like it's been replaced with something newer. We come through to the back of it. It's so cool because it looks original except for the wheels, and then under the hood you've got a supercharged modern V8. What a great combination. This is very, very, very cool. Regular at the show is this beautiful 429 powered Torino. I just love this car. I love the colour first of all. I am a sucker for orange, but just everything about it. It's got bare brakes under there, some really nice Budnik wheels on it. That when you look at the rear lines of the Torino down through here, you can see that all my Aussie friends who are fans of Fords in Australia, XABC coupes, for those who are not Aussies and don't know what I'm talking about, think of the back of the Mad Max car. Very similar lines. You can see where it's got its style from, but you know, 429 in this thing, this would be no slouch, and it just looks great, and it's timeless, and honestly there's not that many on the road, so it makes it even more special. I love this car. I reckon it's really, really good.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up tonight. We gonna
Take a look at this beautiful 1956 Lincoln Continental. Now, you know what blows me away when I look at this car? Think about the other US manufacturers at this particular point in time. Think about Chevy in a 1956, the car they've got before the 57, still had big wings, still very rounded, still very bubble top. Same with what was happening with Buick. Look at this car, long, slender, a lot of European influence over the design, and in fact, the 55 even looks similar as well. This very long, slender design, which really set the trend with the way other car manufacturers followed in later years. You know, look at Chevy, for example, 58, 59, 60, they started to get low and slender. They got rid of some of those curved lines and went for these straight lines. Love the spare wheel holder in the back, of course, which is a bit of a nod also, I guess, to the Thunderbird. But this was, I guess, the equivalent of a Cadillac back in the day. Very luxurious, very, very beautiful car. But as I said, this changed the way American automakers designed their cars, went away from those rounded bubble tops into these long, linear designs.
just like the sunrise.
Well, this Mustang's certainly worth spending some time on. Let's start with, look at these wheels, just one piece of aluminum machined. In fact, they look like they may have been two-piece, but under the hood, 427. Look at the injection stack through here. That looks like the injection system. Is it Baller's injection system?
No, that's Hillborn.
That's Hillborn's, is it?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Thank you so much.
Very cool. There's so many things about this car that look absolutely amazing. Coming back to this aluminum, but I think it's actually aluminium. It looks better than aluminum. Look at this aluminum trim, and obviously tubbed as well. But there's lots of little things going on under the back end. This thing is being stripped down, bare bones weight. It's got Autometer Pro Comp auto light gauges in there, real lightweight buckets in here, and on all of this framework here to stiffen everything up so it goes around corners as well. Of course, that's the problem. You take the roof off a car and you lose a lot of those strong points to support it. So that's why all this bracing is in there, designed to do that. This is very, very cool. Very interesting build. Oh man, it sounds as good as it looks too. Look at the rubber on the back. I think he said they're 335s on the back, and the way this vent's been cut in here. Man, I love that car. And I love that he's made it to his own taste. He doesn't care about what anybody else thinks. He's just built it to be exactly what he wants it to be.
That is it for a very gloomy South OC Cars and Coffee this morning. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Please remember, if you're coming to South OC Cars and Coffee, respect our rules: no revving, no speeding, no burnouts. That includes on the property, driving through the streets of San Clemente, and then getting on and off those freeways. I want to say a huge thank you to all the sponsors for helping us put on this event. We have the brackets here where Marketing, McGuire's, Hemmings, PDM Brands, Next Level Auto Protection, Happy Jewelers, Carbontastic, Mountain View Adventure Vehicles, Alpha Towing, and then One of One Vans as well. And then I want to say a massive thank you to all the volunteers that come out each and every week to help us put on this event. We could not do it without them. If you want to become a volunteer, hit us up on Instagram at South OC Cars and Coffee. Merch is where we handle all the volunteer rostering, and then while you're over there, check out some of the new hats, hoodies, t-shirts, all that kind of stuff that we've got over there. If you are volunteering at the show, you get to bring your car in before 8:30, and then Ruby Zana provides a free coffee and donut for everyone helping us out.
Yeah, big thank you to Ruby's for doing that and also feeding the masses. And there are masses here this morning as well. And also a big thank you to the Outlets of San Clemente for allowing us to be here. We couldn't do the show without them. So remember, if you need to do any shopping, go to the movies, go to a restaurant, grab a coffee, whatever, come to the Outlets, tell them South OC Cars and Coffee sent you. Well, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. We'll see you back here next week for another South OC Cars and Coffee.
Thank you, guys.